Ladies and gentlemen, the day is officially here. It is Cutdown Day, where the Patriots, they need to cut their roster from 90 players all the way down to 53. And we're going to go over every single one of the cuts that have happened as of now, as of 12:16 Eastern Time. That's when we're recording this. So we'll have a lot of cuts will be still made as we get to that part at 4 p.m. Eastern. But here's the first wave. On Friday, the Patriots made 14 cuts. On Tuesday, which is today, the Patriots have made 5 cuts, which that keeps going up and up and up and up. I think they're down to a bunch. There's 12 more cuts to go that I looked. So that leaves the Patriots about 65 players on the roster. At this moment, you got to get down to 53. But this is the first video today. We'll be putting out 2. One coming up later for you guys with the full 53-man roster. We'll be covering everybody that made the team and everybody that unfortunately got cut and a couple of players that were placed on the practice squad. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out, and also turn on those notifications so you know exactly when that 53-man roster comes out. Let's take a look at the cuts that happened on Friday after the Patriots unfortunately got blown out by the Giants. I mean, you got to admit that, no one played. It was a whole bunch of backups, and a lot of these players were playing on Thursday night, and unfortunately, they did not make the roster yet. R.J. Moten, Phil Lutz, he was the undrafted free agent out of University of Delaware, Kyle Pecco, Cole Fotheringham, Philip Bleedy, Ben Wooldridge, Jordan Polk, Monty Rice, Sidney So, and a fan favorite who I didn't expect. I think he might go on the practice squad, Shane Watson. You see those guys, they don't even have headshots because they were not expected to make an NFL roster. Then we saw the people that were kind of a little bit of surprising. Jaheim Bell, it just shows that the Patriots 2024 draft class was absolute terrible. It was dog shit. But Isaiah Bolden, Micah Bernard, Tyrese Robinson, and Layden Robinson, they are getting rid of the offensive linemen like crazy. So let's get to today's cuts. And here's 2 of them. I'll just go over them quickly because we did not expect them to make the team. John Giles and Brandon Crossley. You got a wide receiver and then a safety. But let's get to the biggest surprise. One that really, really surprised me to an extent. I mean, I was flip, flop, and then it was kind of like, all right, well, I'm going with John Parker Romo as the kicker. But the Patriots have released him, and that was kind of crazy to me. The kicker battle is over. Andy Borregales is the winner, and John Parker Romo, after making a 57-yarder against Washington and pretty much money the entire preseason, they said the Patriots went, well, we're going to go with the younger kicker instead of the experienced kicker. So Andy Borregales, your 6th-round pick out of Miami, is officially going to be the Pats kicker. And we saw Borregales struggle a lot during the preseason. You saw him make a lot of kicks during training camp, a lot of kicks during OTAs. This was a battle that was going on and on and on and on, except it wasn't a battle because we saw on Thursday, we saw him miss a 49-yard field goal, and it wasn't close. We saw him miss a 56-yard field goal, and it wasn't close. And then John Parker Romo drains a 57-yarder, and everybody's thinking, well, I think he's got the job. But this just tells me that there was never a kicker battle. It was always Borregales' job because he was the 6th-round draft pick. And all that nonsense of Mike Vrabel saying, yeah, we're going to pick who's the best player. Nobody's spot is earned. That just tells me, like, John Parker Romo, he practiced, he played better than Borregales. 100%. But they went with the kicker that was the rookie because you don't want to waste a draft pick. There was never a battle, people. It was always Borregales' job. I think they just brought him in to kind of scare him a little bit, kind of get him just to get that experience of not being, hey, your job is handed to you. But it was always going to be his job. It was always going to be. But now that he's the kicker one, what's your confidence level in Andy Borregales? We saw this happen a couple years ago with Chad Ryland, and it didn't work out. So hopefully it works out with Borregales. Go down in the comments section. Scale it 1 to 10 for me. 10, you got confidence that he could kick a 65-yarder. Or 1, he's not going to be much here. He's not going to be here for a long period of time like Chad Ryland. Second guy is going to go over this quickly. Miles Battle. I mean, he was pretty much terrible in the Giants game. He did not look good throughout his preseason, throughout the Vikings game. Commanders game, solid. It's a little bit of solid in practice, but overall it was kind of a writing on the wall. Then you have safety Marcus Epps. And this one was a bit of a shock to me because he's a veteran. He came over from Las Vegas and solid, like 2024, not your greatest statistics. But Marcus Epps being on this team, I thought he was going to make the roster. But as we started to look at the training camp, started to look at what was going on in preseason, we didn't see Marcus Epps that much. He was playing a ton. Like, he played 44 snaps against the Giants. He played 44 snaps against the Vikings. He was playing in the second half of each game. And when you see that happen, it's kind of like, well, they probably see him as not a rotational player. And then when you're behind Jalen Hawkins, when you're behind even Kyle Duggar, when you're behind Craig Woodson and Jabril Peppers, it was kind of like, all right, he's not going to be in the roster. He's probably going to make this team as a backup and not play. Well, Marcus Epps saw that, and he went up to the Patriots and said, hey, can you guys release me? I just don't want to be here. I want to actually get playing time. I don't want to be riding the bench the whole entire season. So that was kind of what it was going to be. Like you could see right there, Doug Cott, not a fit. And he was not a fit on this team. He started, I thought right when he was signed in free agency, he's going to be probably the third starter next to behind Kyle Duggar because Jabril Peppers has that spot locked up. But no, he fell behind Jalen Hawkins, fell behind Craig Woodson, the draft pick. And he was later just like, all right, get me out of here. I'll find a spot maybe on a worse team that I can get some playing time to play this game because I don't want to be riding the bench, especially as a veteran. But good luck to him. I wish him the best. It just was not a fit for here in New England. Going to get to some more guys that were cut. But first, I got to tell you about the sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. We had preseason football, people, but that is over. It's on to the real thing and a lot of college football this weekend. So don't miss any of the action on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to, 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. I put my sports opinions to the test every single day. I made a lineup involving baseball. I made a lineup involving WNBA. I made a lineup involving NASCAR. I'm a big NASCAR fan. And in Prize Picks, they're giving you a max discount on Dak Prescott. Just 1 yard more on that one, week 1. And then season long. Drake May, the more, 19.5 passing touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, I think he's going for 1,000. The more on 735.5 receiving yards. You can make a lineup just like that one when you download the Prize Picks app today. And also, if you use code CLNS, you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link for that will be in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, back to it, and this was a little disappointing. I was really looking forward to this guy, CJ Dippre. I mean, he's just gigantic. Tight end out of Alabama, but it just was not working out for him on this Patriots team. You didn't see a lot of him during the preseason. He really shined during rookie minicamp, but once it was OTAs, once it was training camp, he kind of fell down. You didn't hear his name talked about a lot. You did hear a guy, Jack Westover, who has yet to be cut. Has not been cut yet, so I think he has a really good chance of making the team, and that's why CJ Dippre kind of fell off. You already cut Jaheim Bell, so that's that. You also, G. Scott has not been cut yet either, which I think he's going to be. I would think not. He's not going to be a part of the 53. Last one, Demontrey Jacobs, and we talked about him on yesterday's video, how the Patriots put him up on the trade block, and I said I wouldn't trade him for a bag of chips. I wouldn't trade a bag of chips for him. No, because he was awful. He was terrible. And I would just say, he's gone. Vidarian Lowe's still on this team, but the remnants of the Patriots' bad offensive line from last year, it's kind of sneaking back on the wayside. It's not here anymore. But he's gone. The Patriots obviously didn't get anything in trade value for him, so they said, all right, we're just going to cut our losses. Got 4 more cuts that were going on. I literally was in the middle of just kind of going in depth on some of these players, and these 4 came out. Alex Lindstrom, David Olajiga. The jig is up. Mehki Butler, and then Cam Riley. Those are some. I mean, you still have a lot more. I'm looking. And yeah, we just got a cut here right now. I got it on my phone. Patriots are cutting veteran running back JaMycal Hasty. So there's another one that comes literally as we're recording this video. So before we get on out of here, I'll ask you guys, name a surprise cut. I expected JaMycal Hasty to not be a part of this team. I think that we're probably going to get a couple more that are going to be surprising. I expect Vidarian Lowe. Maybe Cole Strange will be on this. But you also got to remember that those aren't all the cuts. Because while we're recording this, a lot more cuts are happening. The Hasty news came literally on my phone 1 minute ago. So this information is constantly changing. That leaves 11 spots. 11 more cuts have to be made, and we got you here covered on Patriots Today. Later on in the day, we got the full 53-man roster. Got a video and analysis coming out for you, 4 p.m. Eastern. It'll be right after that happens. So make sure you sub and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out. And as always, let's go Pats.